everyone and welcome. Today we will be playing with the just released Simon Says Stamp card kit for May 2018. The kit consists of Simon Says Stamp 100-pound cardstock in orange peel, Audrey blue and ivory, one piece of Simon Says Stamp masking paper, 3 Simon Says Stamp Smoke A2 pre-scored side fold cards, and a Simon Says Stamp metallic ivory envelope. There's also a Pink Fresh Studio Let Your Heart Decide Puffy Alpha sticker set and epoxy sticker set, Simon Says Stamp Heart Word set of 2 dies, Simon Says Stamp Hybrid ink cubes in Spring Rain and Melon, and I saved the best for last, 2 beautiful stamp sets from Simon Says Stamp, Take Heart and Everything Together, and these 16 beautiful pattern papers from Pink Fresh Studios. I'd say there's a definite mid-century modern flair to this paper pack, which really appeals to me. I also decided to pair the kit with the Simon Says Stamp Stained Glass Love Stamps and Dies. Isn't it a great match? I got started with today's project by making good use of the masking paper that was included in the kit. These sheets of masking paper are great. They are a full 8.5 by 11 inches and are heavy duty and work great for multiple projects. I took the flower and leaf images from the Everything Together stamp set and stamped 3 of each of on the masking paper. I did 1 in each color so that I could also use the masks for trying out different placement ideas on my cards. I then fussy cut each of these masks out and put them in a small tray to have on my desk while I was working. Let me share the process for a couple of my masked projects with you, and then I will show you the other cards I've made today. The first way I used these masks was to create an arrangement on the front of a 4¼ inch by 5½ inch piece of pattern paper from the kit. I chose the sentiment I wanted and placed it in the center. I then arranged the flowers around the sentiment and when I was done, removed the sentiment. I then went about picking up the masks and stamping in the color of the mask. If needed, I applied the mask to the panel to stamp whatever needed to be stamped next to that image. After I was done stamping, I removed the masks and we have a pretty flower panel for our card. My sentiment piece consists of a smoke-stitched frame cut from one of the card bases from the kit, a round white stitched circle stamped with a sentiment and some other goodies from the Everything Together stamp set, and one of the epoxy hearts, also from the kit. I cut down my pattern paper panel to 4 inches by 5¼ inches and carefully covered up the hole in the front of the card base with it. Later on, I will insert a white cardstock panel on the other side to cover up this hole. And then I attached the sentiment panel with foam tape. I added a few rose gold sequins and the card was complete. This next example is my 1-layer wonder. I cut a rectangle piece of the masking paper just slightly larger than the sentiment I wanted to use and positioned it with a 1/2 inch on the top and 2 sides. The bottom is slightly wider, kind of like a Polaroid. Using my flower masks, I created a flowered frame around my card and embellished it with gold Delicata dots for the center of the smaller flowers and in the white spaces. My general rule is to start with 3 of the largest images placed in a triangle pattern around the paper, and then starting with 3 of the smaller stamps and adding as needed to fill in the spaces. Always be sure to have some poking onto the panel from the outside and inside to create more depth. I then took my Signo gold gel pen and drew around the edge of the masking paper before removing it to reveal my pretty flowered frame. I then took my Misty and stamped the sentiment in the middle with gold Delicata ink as well. I attached this panel to a card base and I was done. This is a great card if you are in a pinch. You could do it with any sentiment. Just cut a shaped mask slightly larger and apply it to your card before stamping. So I had a lot of fun playing and created a nice stack of cards today. Let me show you the other cards I made. I stamped and masked some flowers on top of this card and then used the dashed line stamp, also included in the stamp set, to create strings falling from them in the same color as the flower. I then took the epoxy hearts and staggered them at the end of the dotted lines. I finished the card off with this adorable little box that says a whole lot. You win the award for being the most awesome person I know. Don't you just love that? This is the top half of a panel I cut from the heart paper included with the kit. I lined it with a dark sliver of the striped paper. I also cut these banners from the same striped paper. I put it all together on an A2 card base and used a sticker from the kit for the sentiment, and added a few hearts on the top for a little bit of shine. The bottom half of the heart paper was used to create this card. I added a happy stamp above the diagonal line in Simon Says Stamp Coral Reef ink, and used a coordinating color of POLYCHROMOS pencil to add the stripes. I added to the sentiment with a line from the Take Heart stamp set and the word heart die cut out of a piece of the pattern paper to match the happy, and a white background to highlight the word. I then surrounded the sentiment with a few more of those puffy hearts. I just can't get enough of them. This A2 card is made of a base that is cut from the Simon Says Stamp Audrey Blue cardstock from the kit, a 4" by 5 1/4" white cardstock mat, a 3 3/4 by 5" piece of the included mint background floral paper, and a sentiment stamped on a 4" by 1 1/2" piece of white cardstock, all put together and decorated with these cute stickers. I had fun performing stamp surgery on a sentiment from the kit and combining it with a friend stamp from the Stained Glass Love stamp set. I like how it looks like they're one stamp. I trimmed the panel to fit on the card, surrounded it by pretty pattern paper, added a few puffy flowers, and called it done. And now for the last card of the day. I wanted to use the adorable Take Heart stamp set from the kit. I stamped, fussy cut, and paper pieced the teacup out of the mint pattern paper, and used POLYCHROMOS pencils to quickly color in the flowers and foliage. I actually colored two, one for the base and a practice one which turned out so well that I cut out the large flowers and popped them up to add dimension. The table is cut from one of the pattern papers, and the sentiment from the kit is stamped in memento-rich cocoa ink. A little Spectrum Noir glitter pen really brought the flowers to life. When I'm finished working with a kit for the time being, I store all of the pieces in a pouch for the next time. If you have any questions, please be sure to write them in the comments below, and I'll reply as soon as possible. For more information, please visit my blog at www.perkypennypapers.com and follow my Instagram at perkypennypapers. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and subscribe to my channel to see when new videos are uploaded. A list of supplies is available in the description of this video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today.